Now, this is a sickening piece of mainstream media work. They've got Mike Pence on Morning Joe, and so they're all going to fawn over him. He gave perfectly normal, bland answers, largely evading questions, lots of side notes, because he doesn't want to answer the uncomfortable questions. In fact, the same exact thing he did in the debate. And lying about Donald Trump's record. Didn't he say that Putin is a great leader? No, that's nonsense, totally nonsense. Didn't he say he would punish women to get an abortion? No. Yeah, he did. So all those lies, but Morning Joe and mainstream media, they don't care. What they care about is, oh, we've got access to Mike Pence. Oh, and he speaks like an adult, unlike Donald Trump, who's a buffoon. We should give him a lot of credit for that. He could put together complete sentences. So afterwards, here's the segment that they had.
We're going to talk about, and I'm going to read what you wrote about him.
No.
Let me read what you wrote about him.
I have to say something.
Now, hold on.
Okay.
Let me read what you wrote about him. Give it to me. Come on. You always say people need to be transparent. I am stunned by how good he is.
I was about to say, I have to tell you, I watched him the other night, and he clearly won the debate. And
Hold on. Let me read this again. I am stunned, Mika writes, by how good he is.
Yeah, no, I don't agree with him.
Me too.
And I actually don't think he's actually...
Okay, you don't have to do all the qualifiers, left-winger.
Mika, where he really got me was, and look, I'm the most pro-choice guy in the world, but the way he articulated elegantly his pro-life stance was, to me, so genuine, and so as somebody I couldn't disagree with more. I think he's very strong, and as you guys talked to death yesterday, that's your lead guy in 2020. I was really impressed with him. Even the thing he's being criticized on, the way he just completely deflected all the Trumpisms.
See, that right there is a perfect example of the mainstream media. All about style, nothing to do with substance. Stunned by how great he is. He can talk like an adult. And he has talking points that he delivers. He's not totally, bravo. No, I'm the most pro-choice guy in the world. But boy, I was really impressed by his pro-life stance. We'll get to that in a second. Why don't you talk about the substance of who Mike Pence is? Perhaps you wouldn't be quite as impressed then. So first, let's start on a random issue. It's smoking. Now, why in the world would Mike Pence even talk about that? God knows whatever checks he's gotten on this issue. But back in 2000, he wrote, time for a quick reality check. Despite the hysteria from the political class and the media, smoking doesn't kill. In fact, 2 out of every 3 smokers does not die from a smoking-related illness, and 9 out of 10 smokers do not contract lung cancer. This is the guy that you find stunning? All right, let's break it down. First of all, these knuckleheads, they get these, look, it snowed in the middle of winter, so climate change must not be real. Everyone who smoked a cigarette didn't die, so obviously smoking's totally fine. He later says, I guess you should quit smoking. I guess it's not good for you, but look, not everybody dies. Think about even his own numbers. He says 2 out of 3 smokers don't die from smoking-related illness. That means a stunning 1 out of 3 people who smoke die from a smoking-related illness. You want to know what the reality is, by the way? Studies have shown 2 out of 3 people who smoke die from smoking-related illnesses. No, but hey, I got to defend them. The political class, they don't understand how great smoking and tobacco is. Okay. You know what? I just want to hear from the Morning Joe team one more time about Mike Pence.
I am stunned, Mika writes, by how good he is.
Stunned. Let's keep going. Now, on the issue of pro-life versus pro-choice, Deutsch says, he's the most pro-choice guy in the world. And then, Donnie, why didn't you bring this up? Emily Crockett at Vox explains that Mike Pence worked on a bill in Indiana that is nothing short of shocking. It would have basically forced women to seek funeral services for a fetus, whether she'd had an abortion or a miscarriage, and no matter how far along the pregnancy was. Now, if you did it just on abortion, that would be so beyond the pale. It's against the constitutional rights that women have. It makes it, by the way, far more expensive. This is all ways to discourage their ability to exercise their constitutional rights. But it also could apply to miscarriages. It's going to get more absurd in a second. Let me read you more. The law Pence backed would have required all fetal tissue to be cremated or buried, an unprecedented measure in state law. So it's not like even other right-wing Republicans were doing this. Mike Pence thinks, oh, I got it. I got a great idea, guys. Let's go for a law where no one has even ever done this before, where you have to have a funeral and bury the remains that you have after an abortion or a miscarriage. I know people who've had miscarriages. Do you know any? Go ask them if they were required by law to do a burial for their miscarriage, how they would feel about that. This is grotesque. One more about this from Crockett. The law also banned abortion if the fetus had a disability, which would have denied women the right to end a pregnancy, even in the case of serious fetal anomalies. Some of those fetuses, they're not going to live. They're not even going to make it to the end of the pregnancy. Some of them are not going to make it afterwards. These are known facts. Some are, debatable. Others are not debatable. They're not going to live. Nope. Doesn't matter. I'm banning you. I don't care that it's your body. I don't care that you have to carry it. I don't care that it's not even going to be born alive. No, I, who claim to be in favor of small government, and I'm going to go inside your uterus and dictate exactly what you do and don't do. And then, by the way, some said and explained that actually some of the periods that women have are miscarriages and they might not even know it. And so you would have to, under this law, it was possible that you would have to report your periods and then see if you had to bury them. This is Mike Pence. But what do we get from the mainstream media? Let me hear Donnie Deutsch again.
The way he articulated elegantly his pro-life stance was, to me, so genuine.
So genuine. He left out the portion about the funerals, right? Now, look, even if you think, oh, no, it probably wouldn't have applied to periods, maybe it would have applied to miscarriages, but I'm not entirely sure. Even if it was just for abortions, you're going to make women do that after that experience? How sick are you, man? It's not about small government, that's for damn sure. It's about imposing your morality on others and imposing cost upon them and making them do whatever you want to do. You don't want to have an abortion? Great, don't have one. I support your right to do that. But then to say, no, I'm going to do this whole ceremony. This was so vile. So many women in Indiana fought back against this that he finally withdrew. He said, okay, fine. Maybe we won't do funerals for miscarriages. Okay. That's who Mike Pence is, but I'm not done yet. One more on Pence. Proposed when he was in Congress, or weren't running for Congress, this was on his website. He said Congress should oppose any effort to put gay and lesbian relationships on an equal legal status with heterosexual marriage. No, of course. Gay Americans having the same rights as straight Americans. No, they should not be equal to us. They should be lesser than us. That's what my Bible says. So I'd like to thump you over the head with it. By the way, that's not necessarily what the Bible says. The Bible says a lot of things. But that's my interpretation, my most hateful interpretation of the Bible, and I'm going to enforce it upon you. But we're not anywhere near done yet on this issue. He went on to say, at the same time, Congress should support the reauthorization of the Ryan White Care Act only after completion of an audit to ensure that the federal dollars were no longer being given to organizations that celebrate and encourage the types of behaviors that facilitate the spreading of the HIV virus. Resources should be directed toward those institutions which provide assistance to those seeking to change their sexual behavior. Okay, you want to know what that is? The Ryan White Care Act is about Ryan White Organization, which helps about 52% of the country that have HIV/AIDS. It gives them treatment, it gives them hope, it gives them life. And he's saying, no. If they're going to go around saying that being gay is okay, we should pull their funding. And we should take their funding and we should give it to groups that do gay conversion therapy, which is basically psychological torture. Say, no, you're not who you say you are. No, make sure you change, okay? Don't be you. I'm going to impose my morals upon you. So those people who are suffering with AIDS or HIV, nope, sorry, you're not getting the money anymore. Instead, we're going to give it to this. So many states have banned gay conversion therapy because it's mental torture. It's outrageous. And that's who Mike Pence is. But instead, on MSNBC, this is what you hear.
I am stunned, Mika writes, by how good he is.
Mainstream media with no substance whatsoever. And this is how they misinform the American people. They never tell you what the reality of these candidates are. Instead, they go, oh, it's stunning how great he is. Look at that. Look at all those prevarications we didn't call out. The lies we never explained. Oh, he seems so eloquent. Now, what's the reality? Who cares? I'm not going to tell you. Shh. And then later, if he's in office and he does these things, oh, nobody could have seen it coming. Yeah, as usual, we see it coming, and you have done your job to protect the establishment. Congratulations. By the way, MSNBC, the network that pretended to be progressive. Hilarious. Young Turks. You power the Young Turks. We do this all through membership. tytnetwork.com/join. Let's build a media that we can believe in.